So today we're going to talk about YouTube videos. We try to come out with a guitar-related YouTube video on Mondays for Dylan Talks Tone, and then the rest of the week we've been putting up a lot of more other useful information about how to take that guitar knowledge and turn it into something, you know, that either makes you money or allows you to share what you love with other people through making YouTube videos and stuff. We get a lot of questions, all the time, about what our process is for putting together this content that we release to you every week. So that's what we're going to talk about today. First step, we got to figure out what we're going to shoot. We got to come up with ideas. Those ideas come from you. Way back in the beginning, I had to sit and figure out what questions people would ask, and I used Google and I used all this stuff. These days, we just go through the YouTube comments to our videos. We get, thousands of views every day. So we go through as many comments as we can. I can't always pick out every one because there's just so many, and I can't always catch everybody's comment, but I do what I can. We go through all those comments. Same thing on Facebook. We go through Facebook, and I do as much as I can to catch as much from there. And really importantly, if you ever want to make sure that you get a question answered, I always check Patreon too. So patreon.com/DylanTalksTone. I make sure that those people over there, because they're part of the community that's actually paying, patrons, you know what I mean? So I try to make sure that we catch theirs too. I go through all that stuff, and then we come up with a plan to shoot, and we put it on a calendar. It used to be that I would shoot every day and I would just shoot it and upload it, but now we're so busy that we actually have to put it on a schedule, and I know that I'm going to shoot it on a particular day. Like this video right here was on the calendar to shoot today. Then what we do is we start doing research. I don't know everything there is to know about guitars, and if I don't know the answer to a question, then what we'll go ahead and do is start doing research. We'll start looking on the internet. I will call people that know what they're talking about, and we won't just go to forums. I have a real pet peeve about people, and I don't do it myself, that perpetuate inaccurate information. So we try to do everything we can. And I'm not saying I've never been wrong, but I really try to be as accurate as possible. And if I don't know, I will admit that I don't know, and I will go find the information so that by the time it makes it to a video, it is accurate. And you'll find that there are some subjects that we don't cover because I don't know, and I haven't found the answer, and I don't want to breach that subject until we do everything we can. I'm not saying it's always perfect. Sometimes we've been wrong and we've made adjustments, and but I do everything I can to make sure as much as possible that we are as accurate as possible. That's really important. Next thing is location. This used to be pretty basic. So we would actually just shoot in the office at home. There would be a talking head at a desk, but I'm just so tired of that. And I want to be more creative with videos. I want to do more fun stuff. I would do a drone shot of me sitting at this Starbucks right here, but there is a cell phone tower right there, and I can't, because I can't fly a drone here. So but I would do those sorts of things. It allows me to be more creative, and it has more fun. And I hope that through all of this, and you guys know what a coffee junkie I am, you know that I like being outside. See, a lot of you people didn't know that. 450 videos in, and I have not really even told you about myself and what we do and how we do it and how we got here and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's really important for the community. So we're going to do some more of that. So the next step is actually shooting a video. Once we have a location, then we will shoot some of the stuff in the studio probably. We'll shoot some of the stuff at the kitchen table. We'll shoot some of the stuff out here like this. So the way I've been doing it lately is we've been coming out to various locations, like shooting the talking head one take stuff like this. So I'm literally shooting this all through in one take. Now I will edit it in. I might re-record some parts. We might decide to do some different things with some different places, but it starts for me anyway as a one take so that I can run it through, and then I cut it back all down later. At least so I can have my thoughts all in one thing. Also will help me to decide as I'm watching it back through the first time what B-roll I need to make sure that I cover all of these things. I used to shoot all my B-roll first, and then I would get back to the studio and realize, crap, I did not shoot a particular part of video that I needed for this particular video. So we do this differently now. Next, we shoot all the B-roll. This is a little bit mixed. So we use soundstripe.com. We'll leave a link to it in the description for some of our music. So the music in the video, you can't use just anything off of YouTube. So we use a service that we pay so that we don't have to worry about royalties and stuff. So some videos I'll shoot the B-roll first. B-roll is anything that's not this right here. So if we put a piece of video over this and I'm still talking but you're seeing something else, that's B-roll. So when we shoot that B-roll, a lot of times I will have already music or a feel in mind where I want it to, how I want it to look, what I want it to feel. I'll give you an example of a sequence just like this. This is like one of my favorite ones. Stereo monitors. This is a tone. So that gives you an idea of the B-roll and the music and how it works together. So we might choose the music first, then shoot the B-roll to it. It just kind of depends on the circumstance. Then is editing. Once we get all the B-roll shot and we get all of the footage shot, then we got to come back to the studio, and this is my editing workstation. I use a MacBook Pro to edit on. Final Cut Pro 10.44, whatever the latest one is. I have a PreSonus AR12 USB board. This is a carryover from when we were doing a lot of live shows. Do you remember the video about the Kemper stuff where if you go back and look, everybody's complaining because the music is too loud? We've rectified a lot of that because now I can actually mix more accurately. Like back in the day, I was literally doing with earbuds and it was just like not accurate at all. We use this for that. We also have the Kemper going straight into the board. So if we want to do any sort of, you know, in-studio recording stuff, demo kind of stuff, we use the Kemper going straight into the board. In stereo. And then I have a set of JBL 305 Mark IIs that I use for monitoring, and this is all in a closet. So because we have to kind of like multi-purpose everything, and so this is just my daughter's television, but I have it as a secondary display for all of my file management. So when we get back from a shoot, shooting all the video, then I have to go obviously all through all the footage. So there are, for this particular video that we're shooting right now that you are a part of, there will be probably 40 to 50 pieces of media for this particular video by the time we get it all done. So the shot that I'm talking to you on, the B-roll that's going to result from this particular scene, the media as far as the audio files and all that sort of stuff, all is compiled here, and then I go through it, I pick what I'm going to use, and then we start editing. Then we start adding transitions, and we start adding titles, and we start adding music, and cutting the music to time with the, or cutting the video to time with the music. This whole process right here for this video that you're watching right now probably will take upwards of about 3 to 4 hours of post-production time. So then we pull in all the elements together with Final Cut Pro and we actually start editing. That has been kind of like a journey for me too, because I've edited a lot of things, live television, I've done live news, I've edited news stories in the past, but for YouTube's a totally different thing. So it's really, really fun, and we're getting more creative and we're doing things. I have to make sure that I keep track of everything because we have media coming in from when I shoot on an iPhone 10, we have media coming in from the board, we have media coming in from a microphone that records, we have media coming in from 2 different cameras, plus downloadable music that we get from Soundstripe. So all of that stuff has to come together, all be organized correctly, and then start editing. Then we need to color grade it all because we're using different cameras. We want it to look as good as we can. Again, this is all a work in progress because we've changed up some cameras, we're changing up what we're using, so it's all kind of, you know, a bunch of stuff put together and then trying to make it look as best we can. Of course, that's always learning. Always, always, always learning. Remember earlier in the video, we talked about this was all on a schedule. So at this point, there's kind of a deadline to it because, like for instance, this video right now, I'm still shooting some stuff for it. I still need to edit a bunch of stuff for it. And tomorrow, when this hits, this is the day before the deadline that it's going to go on YouTube. Normally I don't cut it this close, but just because of the way things were and weather and all that sort of stuff, and other things that happen. Because you got to remember, this is the YouTube channel, but Dylan Talks Tone is the business. So we have to make pickups. We have to worry about custom guitars. We have to order parts. We have to spend a lot of time in the shop building. So literally this is like 24/7, and I sleep when I can. So this is a very involved situation. So all total, from start to finish, from the time we start compiling information for a video to the time it hits YouTube, could be, it could be a couple of months depending on the style of video. I've got a video that I've been working on for 2 months. It could be next day if it's something really super basic, but on the average it's probably 4 or 5 days from the initial idea to the video hitting YouTube. That being said, you can figure on about 12 hours of actual work or more that can go into each video, and that's just a normal basic 5-minute video, 7-minute video. Some of these productions take a lot more work than that. So, but you could figure on 2 full work days going into each video. And if you figure we do 2 videos a week, plus you figure I have to run a guitar business on top of it, you can see how involved this entire thing gets. And so to make this better and to make it work and to make it really, really good content, you can see how we're constantly working to improve everything. But that just gives you a little idea. Hopefully you dig what we do here. You can check out the Patreon links. You can check out all the stuff in the description below. Will show you, like bits and bobs and all the little parts and stuff that make this go, all the little tools that we use. We've got that in a kit.com link down below. If you use those links, it does help out our channel a little bit, so I appreciate that very much. If you have any questions about this, or you want me to zoom in on one particular aspect of this, then let me know and we'll make a video about it. Like I said, on Mondays I want to keep that guitar related, keep that to the channel, but the rest of the week I want to help you do more with that guitar stuff that you learn. If you want to know more specifically about this kind of stuff, let me know, put it in the comments below, and we'll zoom into one of those areas and we will make it happen. Now, I need to go ahead and get the rest of this video uploaded, like I said, because you are going to see it tomorrow morning. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.